Hey everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. In today's video, we will talk about why Sony is sabotaging the Marvel Cinematic Universe. All the Spider-Man movies have laid out a certain template for superhero movies, a template that has helped boost Iron Man and the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe to success a couple of years later. However, a whole new series of Spider-Man is on the way, and one can't help but wonder could the character that helped establish the genre be the one to kick off its downfall. Now, without any further ado, let's find out the clash between the two media giants, which are Sony Studios and the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Number 10. Money issue. Sony Studios and Marvel Cinematic Universe have had a fixed contract based on all the Spider-Man films. However, Marvel Cinematic Universe wanted a 50-50 co-production between the two. If Sony would have agreed to the contract, the production of the film would give Marvel 5% of gross box office revenue. Sony has reported that Kevin Feige's involvement in the contract has been completely mischaracterized. Instead, Sony says that they hope Feige can return as the lead producer of the films of the future. It is said that Sony limits the impact of the next live action of the Spider-Man film. However, there is a piece of good news for Marvel fans, which talks about a recent deal between the two media giants for one more movie. Sony and Marvel have decided to make one more movie together. This means it is likely for Marvel fans to see the web-slinging hero once again in the Marvel Cinematic Universe in his next solo film. Although Sony and Marvel Cinematic Universe were able to cut a deal to resolve the money issue, let us look at other reasons why Sony would want to sabotage Marvel Cinematic Universe. Number 9. The Spider-Man Series. The movie Spider-Man Homecoming was the last. However, with each passing day, the question arises if Sony could be weaving a web ready to collapse under its weight. Sony kept announcing about a spin-off one after the other. This makes us wonder more than ever about whether or not it is the end of the superhero surge that we have enjoyed over the past decade. Regardless of the hype for the movie Spider-Man Homecoming, this super hit film has had a difficult time at the box office. While Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2 have set a template for superhero movies in the future, Spider-Man 3 was not able to live up to the same standard. After Tobey Maguire stepped down from the role, Andrew Garfield took over the role, who was more convincing as a high school student. He was able to do a fairly good job with the scripts he was given, but apparently, the scripts weren't very good. The film Spider-Man 3 saw the emergence of Tom Holland. This was our third Spider-Man film in around 15 years. As compared to Batman, there were around 5 Batman series over the last half-century, out of which a few of those were packed closely together. Spider-Man 3 started at a shaky place. It is known that Sony Studio has complete cinematic control of Marvel's most popular character. However, the studio bungles the execution for the past 3 running movies. Number 8. Release of Venom. As Sony Studios was ready to kickstart a Spider-Man series once again, it was aiming for something even bigger. The executive producers of the film started looking through what Marvel had done with the Marvel Cinematic Universe and what Detective Comics was starting to do with the DC Extended Universe. Looking at these, some wanted to do the same. Things started going well after the film Venom was released, starring actor Tom Hardy. Venom is one of the best-known characters in the Spider-Man series of the Marvel Universe. After the release of Venom, Sony announced the release of a new movie pairing Black Cat and Silver Sable. While Black Cat can play a role in a core Spider-Man film, but the name can be a little off to the producers. On the other hand, Silver Sable can hardly qualify as a cameo in a Spider-Man cartoon. But wait, it gets better. Number 7. Jealousy. It has been constantly reported that Sony is planning to release films based on Spider-Man's other characters, which include Kraven the Hunter and Mysterio, a master of illusions with a fishbowl on his head. It almost feels like Sony is watching Marvel build a brick house and starts getting jealous as it is trying to build the same house, but with straws instead. While Spider-Man's friends and enemies are fun in their way, there are only a few of them who can hold their movies up straight. Venom is sort of an anti-hero as compared to all the other Spider-Man movies. But do you know what's more interesting? Number 6. The planning of Sinister 6 picture. This is not the first time Sony has tried to expand the Spider-Man series. While the studio was extremely excited with Andrew Garfield's turn in The Amazing Spider-Man, Sony was developing a Sinister 6 picture. The Sinister 6 is a group of 6 supervillains who travel to the Wilburys of evil. However, after the poor performance of the Spider-Man sequel, the whole idea fell through. Many were relieved about this as the Sinister 6 sounded questionable. Number 5. The difference between Kraven and Mysterioso from Sinister 6. As compared to the other characters that Sony wanted to produce, the main difference between Kraven and Mysterioso from the Sinister 6 picture is that Peter Parker and his alter ego were instantly connected to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Before Spider-Man became the Spider-Man, it was easy to swap him out anytime, like it was done with James Bond and Batman. However, now Spider-Man is a part of something huge, and it would be tougher for Sony to discard Tom Holland, mainly because of fan-centric reason and continuity. This was when Sony and Marvel Cinematic Universe came into a competition that could get one of the media giants out of the industry. Number 4. The Clash. Since most of the audiences know that Spider-Man is a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they will automatically assume that these movies will be a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe too. It is easy to relate blockbuster characters like Spider-Man, Homecoming, Spider-Man, Prom, Spider-Man, Sadie Hawkins' Dance, and many more to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is what Sony Studios has been trying to produce for a very long time, and you won't believe what happened next. Keep watching. Number 3. Sony taking over Marvel Cinematic Universe. People love watching villain-centric films. However, making these films successful is generally very hard. Sony would struggle for the same. Their potential failure has the power to bring down the Marvel Cinematic Universe along with them. Even if Sony does not completely sabotage the Marvel Cinematic Universe, there is a huge chance of disappointing the audiences, especially those people who love staying in touch with every volume in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, soap opera, and other superhero films. Number 2. Downfall of Marvel Cinematic Studios. Many fans of superhero films would agree that the Guardians of the Galaxy was an overall good film. With an excellent cast, starred by Chris Pratt, and a good marketing strategy, the producers of the film were able to make the movie soar. Similarly, the film Ant-Man and Doctor Strange were equally successful as compared to the Guardians of the Galaxy. Black Panther was not that great, hence the hype for it decreased. However, somehow, Marvel Cinematic Universe was able to turn the D-list heroes into blockbuster superstars. The Marvel Cinematic Universe came up with a few low-rating films, such as Thor, Dark World, and Iron Man 3. However, despite this downfall in their career, Marvel is still thriving amongst many youngsters. The Marvel characters have taken over the world. However, only the downfall of the Marvel Cinematic Universe would lead Sony Studios' Spider-Man series to succeed. With good actors and the right marketing strategies, Sony will become the next Marvel. In a couple of years, we will hear people talking about how great Kraven is. Number 1. Time to trust Sony. For Sony Studios to take over the Marvel Cinematic Universe completely, people need to learn to trust Sony. This could be difficult, especially since Marvel Studios is one of the biggest media giants that people vote for. Many people are in favor of Spider-Man Homecoming, which is one of the reasons why people are willing to forgive Spider-Man for his past sins. Using superstar Tony Stark as the center and front of each trailer helps remind children about the part of the world which is well known and loved, and not just a superhero. Marvel Cinematic Universe consistently focuses on the core of Spider-Man films, and not the spin-off movies. There remains some hope and time for Sony Studios to gain the trust of the people. However, it might be difficult for them to handle the characters of Marvel Studio on their own. Whether it is Sony or Marvel, the fans love to see a good superhero film. Let's hope that one of the media giants gives us what we want. That is it for today. Let us know in the comments below if you enjoyed this video. Do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. For more updates from us, click on the bell icon to get a notification. See you next time. Bye.